Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo Village community along the Japanese Highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Okay, good morning, fellow Liberians. Good morning, wherever you are watching. This is how I choose to profoundly welcome you to the Tuesday edition, that is the 26th edition of the program Inside the Print Media. The year 2024 is actually progressing, and lots of things are happening in our country, but we are here most importantly to bring you the program Inside the Print Media. My name is K. Lyndon Chokma, and we have a lot of news stories to talk about. We have stories from the Daily Observer newspaper. We have stories from the Front Page Africa newspaper. We have story from the Hot Pepper newspaper. And lastly, we have stories from the New Dawn newspaper. All of these stories, all of these newspapers have beautiful headlines that you just don't want to miss. So let's go over to the Daily Observer newspaper. Daily Observer newspaper is reporting LRA, that is Liberia Revenue Authority, boss bows to house pressure. LRA boss bow to house pressure, apologizes for misinterpreting the law on duty-free privileges. LRA boss vows to pressure. The leadership of the Honorable House of Representatives on Monday, March 25th, held what observers have described as a constructive conversation with the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, James Dobajala, and his legal counsel, Councillor Nangbala Wanda, Monday, March 25th, on Capitol Hill. The peaceful conference came days after members of the House threatened to incarcerate Jala if he refused to sign duty-free for 2 cars each for them. They invited him to appear before them yesterday to answer questions regarding their request for duty-free at the port. Each year, members of the House of Representatives import 2 cars for free without paying a cent to the government revenue. But unconfirmed report indicated that Jala was reneging on doing so as he was allegedly contemplating strapping the duty-free privileges to lawmakers. However, the end of Monday discussion, the Commissioner General agreed with the Minister of Justice that the LRA had misinterpreted the law and apologized for disallowing the duty-free privileges of lawmakers under the Revenue Code of 2000. The Commissioner General then committed to following the law that was granted duty-free privilege to lawmakers since the law was passed. Duty-free privileges allow lawmakers to be able to respond to the charity needs of the various constituents while they serve and will remain in place. The legislature has already capped duty-free privilege to ensure that their vital allowance under the law isn't abused and the LRA collects the maximum amount of taxes possible. The House of Representatives is committed to promoting transparency and accountability at all levels and will absolutely nothing to stop the collections of lawful revenue of Liberia. The Revenue Code of Liberia Act of 2000, which was amended in 2016, reversed the portion of Section 1708 granting lawmaker duty-free privilege for 2 vehicles annually. Meanwhile, many see it as unfair that ordinary Liberians are made to pay $1,500 or more to free their cars at the Free Port of Monrovia, while lawmakers who make huge sums in salaries and allowances through the Liberian taxpayers' money have been importing their vehicle duty-free. With this being said, this is how we move over to another headlines. And on the Daily Observer newspaper, Bouaka Kofa eulogized fallen Nimba lawmaker. Bouaka Kofa eulogized fallen Nimba lawmaker. So they are paying a tribute or they are signing a book of condolence for the fallen Nimba lawmaker Johnson Ngweglu. As you may be aware, Johnson Ngweglu died few days ago, and there are several other people have been paying tribute to the family of the late Johnson Ngweglu, even though there are a lot of controversies against surrounding his death. But I will give you the content reported by Daily Observer. President Joseph Bouaka, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, J. Fanati Kofa, and an array of officials from the executive and legislative branches of government on Monday gathered at the Capitol building in Monrovia to pay tribute to the late Nimba County District 9 Representative Johnson Ngweglu. Speaker Kofa, in his eulogy, praised Ngweglu's fairness and wisdom, while President Bouaka remembered him as a reliable friend who served his country well. Ngweglu was a fair and honest man. He could always count on his wise counsel and effective mediation during the 54th legislature when he served together. This is a huge loss for Liberia and the people of Nimba, the speaker said. The president wrote in a book of condolence. Johnson was a good and reliable friend for many years. He served his country in many capacities. This loss is irreparable. May God console his family. Lawmakers and former colleagues expressed their condolences and highlighted Ngweglu's extensive service record. Several lawmakers present at the ceremony were Deputy Speaker Thomas Pala, Representative Emmanuel Dan, Dixon Sibo, Samuel Enders, Moman Briggs Mensa, Steve Tikwa, Thomas Goswa, Eugene Colley, Jesse Collins, Alex Noah, Bernard Benson, J. Mervyn Cole, Muka Kamara, among others. The senators were Albert Chie, Besanga Finley, Janitor Ball Sigbe, Clayton Duncan. There were other members from the Supreme Court, the United Methodist Church, and other institutions. Former lawmakers who were at the condolence signing program and served as the following representatives were Francis Humale, Internal Affairs Ministers, and Vincent Willie. The House of Representatives opened a book of condolence in his honor, recognizing his dedication to Liberia. The late Ngweglu, a reverse statement dedicated to his life to serving the people of Liberia. His commitment to public service spanned over the interim leadership assembly, former co-chair of NEMA Legislative Caucus, former chairman on the Board of Trustees at NEMA University, former president, United Methodist University, former vice president, Fiscal Affairs, United Methodist University, former deputy minister for administration, minister for public works, former deputy minister for administration, Ministry of Labor, former deputy minister for administration twice, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, former deputy ministers for revenue, Ministry of Finance, former executive director, National Investment Commission, former president, United NIMBA Citizen Council, UNESCO, and the 54th legislature, where he represented Nima County Electoral District 9 with integrity and diligence. The huge turnout at the capital underscored his profound impact on the nations and the deep respect he commanded from his peers. As colleagues, friends, and constituents alike converged to sign the book of condolence, they honor the memory of a remarkable leader and express solidarity with their bereaved family. Funeral arrangement. Funeral arrangements were announced detailing the protocol of the late Gweglo's homegoing ceremonies, which will occur over several days in March and April 2024. The protocol department of the House of Representatives, together with the Gweglo's family, announced the protocol leading to the homegoing of Gweglo. Wednesday, March 27, 2024, at 10 a.m., the body will be removed from the Samuel Stracker Funeral Parlor. 10 a.m. to 12 noon, the body will be laid in the state at the Capitol building. 1 p.m., 5 p.m. fraternal rites at the Masonic Temple. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. wakekeeping at the Topman Memorial United Methodist Church, Plainsville. 10 p.m. overnight wakekeeping at the late Professor Gweglo's home on A.B. Tober Road. Thursday, March 28, 2024, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. funeral service at Topman Memorial United Methodist Church, Plainsville. After the service, the body will be returned to the Samuel Stracker Funeral Home Preservation. Friday, March 29, 2024, 7 a.m., the body will be removed from the Stracker Funeral Home. Departure for Zaki-Pia, Nima County via Palala, Zontoa, Bong Route through Behana, St. Paul, Crossing Point. All night wakekeeping in Zaki-Pia Saturday, March 30, 2024, funeral and interment in Zaki-Pia Wednesday, April 3, 2024, Passover in Zaki-Pia. With this being said, this is how we move over to the Front Page Africa newspaper. Let's see what Front Page Africa has to say. Liberia draft budget falls short on growth driving sector, agriculture and tourism neglected in 2024 national envelope. I will read that again. Draft budget falls short on growth driving sector, agriculture, tourism neglected in 2024 national envelope. The draft budget of the national budget, which will initiate the agenda of the President Joseph Boakan's administration, is currently before the legislature for scrutiny and adjudication and approval. The proposed budget of 692,041,041 is slightly lower than what the previous administration has presented to the legislature. However, that budget was sent back to the executive when President Boakan assumed leadership to allow him the opportunity to realign it with the priorities of his government. The draft budget attributes the budget decline to a projected of 61.4 decrease in external resources. Domestic revenue is expected to reach 649.98 million, with tax revenue comprising of 531 million, 48 million, and non-tax revenue 110.78 million. External resources are forecasted at 42.43 million. In terms of tax revenue composition, major contributors include taxes on income and profit of 472.98 million, accounting for 45.9 of total tax revenue taxes on international trade at 191.83 million, representing 35.6%. Goods and services tax at 85.02, contributing to 15.8%, and real property or other taxes at 14.36 million, making up 5.79%. On the other hand, non-tax revenue is estimated at 110.78 million, with property income tax leading up to 85.35 million, constituting a significant of 77.0 tax of the non-tax revenue. The total expenditure envelope is divided into two main categories. Recurring expenditure, which is 470.52 million, accounts for 92.5% of the total expenditure, while spending on public sector investment program is 51.89 million, accounting for 5.7% of total expenditure. Below is a graphical comparative analysis of recurring and PSIP expenditure for fiscal year 2023 and 2024. Financial experts believe that this demonstrates a substantial disparity between the recurring expenditure and a public sector investment program, PSIP. Recurring expenditure constituting 92.5% of the total expenditure, indicating a predominant focus on a day-to-day operational costs such as salary, utilities, and maintenance. Conversely, PSIP reserve a mere 7.5% share, reflecting a comparatively limited analysis on capital projects and long-term investment critical for economic expansion. The Senate Committee Chair on Public Accounts and Audit also critiqued this in a Facebook post. He stated, recurrent spending to keep the government running is 440.5 million, representing 92.5% of the budget. This means our government is too fat. We need to put it on a diet. The key recurrent spending drivers are wages and salary, debt services, grants for the provision of basic social services in the health education sectors, and goods and services. Public investments in growth enhancing sectors or program is just 51.9 million, representing overall 5.7% of the budget. A Liberian economy who asks for enormity also to pay. The disproportionate allocation between recurring expenditure and PSI poses several challenges to the sustainable economic growth. Firstly, inadequate investment in infrastructure impede productivity and competitiveness, hindering the expansion of industries and limiting job creation opportunity. Secondly, a lack of emphasis on PSIP undermines the capacity of the public sector to deliver essential services efficiently, thereby impeding social welfare, inclusive development. Moreover, insufficient investment in key sectors such as education, healthcare perpetuates socio-economic inequality, exacerbating poverty and reducing human capital formation. Further scrutinizing the draft budget, Senator Cornyn disclosed that it fails to address the agriculture and tourism components of the president's arrest agenda. Agriculture A and tourism T, two growth enhancing sectors, were left to fall between the cracks, both on the budget and off the budget, in the arrest agenda. He stated, Front Page Africa careful review of the budget found that there is absolutely no allocation for tourism, despite tourism being a major pillar of the Barkas-led development agenda. Tourism boosts the revenue of the economy, creates thousands of jobs, develops the infrastructure of a country, and plants a sense of cultural exchange between foreigners and citizens. Cornyn stated, at a glance setting, mirroring the rule of law, road, education, health, sanitation, and somewhat prioritize what the allocations to this sector are mostly driven by wages, salaries, and not necessarily investment spending. For instance, about 93% of the proposed budget for the Ministry of Education is for wages and salary, leaving only 7% for consumption spending, and improving education infrastructure and instruction. The budget could stimulate economic growth for some more Liberian feel its impact through employment and better living conditions. At only 7.5% or 51.9%, the draft budget has very little room for investment spending to stimulate robust economic growth and accelerate development. Agriculture A and tourism T, two growth enhancing sectors, were left fall between the crack of budget in the arrest agenda. Senator Connor emphasized the need for urgent need to prioritize investment spending in the national budget to stimulate economic growth. He outlined three strategies to achieve this goal during budget negotiation. Firstly, the importance of increasing domestic revenue through enhanced tax collection and fiscal transparency. He proposed measures such as reviewing tax waivers, strengthening oversight of public corporation, mandating financial disclosure by state-owned enterprises. Comment highlighted the alarmingly low contribution of the SOE to the budget, calling for a transparent framework to boost their contribution. Secondly, the reallocating saving from recurring expenditure to bolster investment spending by tightening expenditure controls to optimize budget allocation towards growth enhancing programs. Thirdly, strategic borrowing to finance development projects while cautioning against excessive debt accumulation. He stressed the need to restructure the country's debt portfolio to create physical space for responsible borrowing. In addition to this fiscal measure, Senator Connor emphasized broader reform aimed at laying a foundation for sustained economic expansion. This includes maintaining fiscal stability, enhancing regional integration, strengthening institutions addressing the electricity crisis, prioritizing investment in education and key sectors like agriculture and tourism. The Bapulu County Senator underscored the importance of forcing rules impartially to combat corruption and ensure equitable development. He expressed confidence that by addressing systematic challenges and fostering conducive environment for investment, Liberia can achieve self-sustaining growth and prosperity. With this being said, this is how we move over to another headlines on the front page African newspaper. 17-year-old food seller, three other nabbed as major peddlers, boasted with nearly 26,000 worth of drug. 17-year-old food seller, three other nabbed as major peddlers, boasted with nearly 26,000 United States dollar worth of drug. Police in Broadway have arrested a 17-year-old Kobo seller and three others with a huge consignment of drug worth 5 million Liberian dollars. The Kobo seller has been identified as one Precious Colley, 17. She was apprehended by the police along with three others, including Abraham Perry, 16, Emmanuel Jackson, and John Colley, 16. In Liberia, Kobo seller is a person who sells cooked food at the local level. The drug allegedly confiscated from the suspect include Italian white, kush, marijuana, cocaine, Taramod, among others, according to the commander of the Zone 6 police station in Broadway, District 17, Montserrato Charles Cassell. The suspects were arrested in the Wilson Conon community following a tip-off from some resident. He claimed that the suspect Precious was arrested under the pretense of selling food. He said the latest arrest is in fulfillment of the President Joseph Jomo Boakar's agenda to prevent the spread and trafficking of illicit drugs in Liberia. Cassell maintained that the police will continue to collaborate with its counterpart at the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency to apprehend and ensure the prosecution of drug users and dealers. We have been very stringent to show how best we can clean up the city and its environment from drug abuse and trafficking. We have put our feet down, and our authorities have encouraged us to be consistent in executing our mandate. He stressed that the sales and intake of narcotic and dangerous substances endangering the future of the young generation of Liberia. He pointed out that recently the police discovered the bodies of 3 young men while others are running mad as a result of taking in on a daily basis. Cassette cautioned that the latest arrest of the drug suspect, including a cold seller, should serve as a warning to unscrupulous individuals who are hiding behind the businesses to trade narcotics and other illegal drugs. He said the police will not relent to ensure the arrest and subsequent prosecution of anyone engaged into the unwholesome act of reckless status or affiliation. We can assure you we will continue to be persistent and focused in our operation to get rid of drugs in our country. Anybody caught in the act of dealing drugs should desist, because we will not be lent on working with our counterparts to have you arrested and forwarded to court. For her part, suspect Precious denied the allegation. She claimed that she was preparing food to sell when the police stormed her selling place and arrested her. She, however, admitted that one of the officers claimed to have found a plastic bag containing a marijuana at her business center. I normally sell in front of the video club. I fried the fish to cook the food. I heard a gunshot and all the boys were running. The police normally tell us that anybody they are going to raid somewhere with the market women shouldn't run. I was standing and the policeman came to me and asked what is in the plastic. When the police emptied the plastic, they saw the fish. They took few steps, but when they turned around again, they saw another plastic. At the time I was picking my fish, they opened the plastic and saw marijuana. The plastic bag they found was not my fish bowl or my hands. If you are in the act of selling drugs, we want you to desist from it because it is very harmful. On a daily basis, our children are dying because of this. Any member of the public involved, we are warning you to deviate and find something else to do. Though illicit drug believed to be kush was seen stuck into the fried fish arrested by the police, suspect Precious denied her involvement into the sale of drug. The fish is for me. But to be honest, I do not sell or take in drug. I don't know where the police took the drug from. Suspect Emmanuel 26 admitted to be arrested by the police with Italian watch worth several thousand Liberian dollars. According to him, the illicit substance was given to him to sell by a Nigerian identified as one Thomas. I've been selling for him 3 months now ago. I just want to tell for them to give me. Abraham Perry, 16, admitted that he was caught with drugs in a nearby ghetto when the police went to raid the area. He claimed that the police officer entered with gun at the time he was arrested, and his colleagues were already escaped from the police. I went to someone, and while the person was running, the plastic of drug dropped, and I can go into the ghetto to take kush, but I can't sell it. John Collins, 16, pointed out that he was arrested after he had gone at the police station to inquire about the arrest of his sister Precious. He denied being linked or involved into the intake and sale of narcotics. When the police went to make the arrest, I was not on the scene. It was some people in the community who told me that my sister was arrested. I decided to come to where they were carrying her. I came here and one officer sent it to buy his water. And the OPS said they should arrest me. They charged my pocket and they didn't find any drug there. John claimed that he is a local businessman in Broadway, but his arrest by the police has tarnished his reputation. My sister is selling kobo even though we live around a ghetto. The boys can leave from the graveyard to come over and buy food. But I do not sell or smoke drug. I was arrested at the police station with no drug on me. I am innocent and I don't know my sister to be a drug addict or trafficker. Meanwhile, the 4 suspects are expected to be formally charged and sent to court for prosecution. With this being said, this is how we would love to entertain a short break. When we come back, we bring you stories from the Hot Pepper newspaper and that of the New Dawn newspaper.
Hello there, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, Lyndon Topa. My name is Grefina Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
Wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large.
Hello there, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. Hello there, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, Lyndon Topa. My name is Grefina Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot.
Okay, folks, thank you. Thank you for staying with us. At this point in time, this is how we want to congratulate all of you who have been consistent in following. We are very sorry that we cannot bring to you all the New Dawn newspaper and that of the Hot Pepper newspaper due to some technical issues. But better still, we are working on it to fill you in on the next edition of the program Inside the Print Media. Thanks to all of you. I will be back here by 4 p.m. At which time I will be bringing you the program in Good Evening Liberia. one of the best programs on this particular network. So thank you